What's going on, guys? Welcome to this new channel. If you're new here and you haven't seen me on Permanent Predators before, my name's Ryan, and in this box is $100,000 worth of venomous snakes. And from what I'm seeing so far, this video is going to be insane. Alright, so I'm here with my buddy Alex. He came over to help unbox all the snakes and kind of just help out get this channel started and everything. Now, this is our first look inside this box, and guys, come look at this, come look at this. Look at all these venomous snakes. Now, to you guys, it doesn't look like much. It just looks like little cloth bags and maybe some little containers. But wait till you see what is in there. And let's start with this bag. This one looks interesting. Let's see what's in here. Let me grab some scissors, guys, and go ahead and open this up. Now, what we're doing tonight. So basically, the shipment just came in from Germany. These snakes were packed up a few days ago, so they're all kind of tired and cranky. You're gonna see they're probably gonna be a little striky. And honestly, they need to be hydrated. They've been without water for a few days, so we're gonna get them all set up in their individual containers. They all have fresh water. They are ready to go. And speaking of ready to go, these guys are striking like crazy because there's nothing more aggro than a little baby Mangshan viper. Now, we mentioned this video in the opening. This is a $100,000 venomous snake unboxing. So Mangshan vipers right now, current market rate, they're about $2,500 a piece. There are 10 Mangshan vipers right here. So, can you do math, Alex? Where are we at?
It's like $70.
Like 70 bucks, easy 70. So, it's about $25,000 of Mangshans right here. These guys are actually my favorite little venomous snake. As babies, they are incredibly moody. They calm down when they're about 6 foot long, then get up to 8 foot. As you can see, I can feel this snake strike on the plastic. I can feel his headbutt. Have you ever seen a baby Mang?
This is the smallest I've ever seen.
Like, look at that little guy. These are 2024 babies.
Probably the most underrated. Well, they're not really that underrated anymore, but still one of the most underrated pit vipers on the planet.
For real. And honestly, the camera's picking it up. Through this little plastic, you can't even see their real colors. So until we get them out, actually, let me take this one out. These guys are going to the bottom of the rack because they're a cooler temperature snake. I really don't like getting them above like maybe 82 max. So this room's set to, it'll drop down to about 68 during the nighttime. Inside the tub is going to be about 72, 74 on the cool side and 80 on the hot side. So they're at a great temperature there. And as you can see, these guys will just literally strike and strike and strike and will not stop. Like this guy literally will not stop striking. All right, so this is a female Mangshan. So I already have the containers labeled with what they are. So let me pull out a female Mangshan container, which will be this. And as you can see, for setting up little arboreal pit vipers, they have a nice perch, paper towel, water bowl with fresh water. The reason for the paper towel for basic is basic enclosure. For quarantine stuff and when you import stuff, you want to make sure that they don't have mites, any external parasites. So the paper towel will they'll stand out like a sore thumb. It'll be this little black dot walking around and be like, I know what that is, I'll treat it. So once they're here for about 2 weeks, I'll move them off the paper towel, but in the meantime, we want to make sure that they are completely healthy before they go to their new homes. Now this big girl, we're gonna save to the end of the video. So how I do this, guys, is I open one side and then I use the hook and I'll slide it down, and then Alex, just make sure you wash your hands because they will take fingers. These guys actually aren't even that toxic, but look at the color difference, guys. That is insane of how much color that lid takes away. And female Mangshans are actually duller in appearance than males, so you can imagine what the male's gonna look like. I'm trying to keep her still because these guys are so cryptic. Getting a good shot on them can be difficult. Now we're gonna go ahead and set them in here. These guys are eating frozen thawed pinky mice of this size and even hopper mice for some of the bigger ones. And you saw how striky they are? That's actually a good thing because arboreal vipers can be kind of a challenge to get eating, but if they're bitey like this, it actually makes things a lot easier. It gets right in their mouth, they swallow it down, and usually they eat well. Mangs aren't too difficult to get eating because of how striky they are. Now make sure my fingers don't get grabbed because these guys will strike and strike and strike. but give you an idea of the label. So you can see everything's labeled properly there, venomous, and showing the sex and species. Let's go ahead and move on to the next things. Next up, we've got one of 3 Blackheaded bushmasters. Now, you can already hear, she is not amused by us. She's gonna come out hot, most likely. You can't really see her in here, like obviously not that. So what I'll do is I'll show you the next snake that is calmer, and then we'll take her out and put her away. This is a Cape Cobra, which is in shed. This is going the same guy that's going in the boom sling that you put in your video.
That checks out.
So we're gonna go ahead and put this to the side. Actually, let's set this down here. Take that for me. And let's get this Blackheaded bushmaster out. Now, if we're going along prices, this is about a $3,500 snake right here. There's 2 more. This is a 2023 female, and then we've got a pair of 2024s still in the box, as well as a pair of Central Americans or the Snowfreeze. So let's get her. And I'm not kidding. She is going to come out hot. So
Yeah, no, I'm gonna back up. Once you're on tape, I'm gonna give you your space here. This is my favorite snake in the whole world, you guys. So I'm geeking out a little bit here, but yeah. Along with that being my favorite snake comes with knowledge of what it can do. So I'm definitely gonna back my booty up.
Yeah, the Blackheaded bushmasters, in my experience, are the easiest comparative to bushmasters. Easiest to keep as far as husbandry. They seem to be like super hardy, but they're the meanest. Like South American bushmasters get the biggest. They're a little bit more fragile, but they're like the ones Chandler has. You can pretty much handle those guys. McCarthy's has the big one.
Yeah.
These guys come out like heat-seeking missiles when you open their tubs. They are just angry all the time. During the day, it's better to handle them because they're like sleeping. At nighttime, they go full psychopaths. So we'll see how she is tonight.
It's nighttime, by the way. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, and also when you're feeding them, their feeding response is absurd. I had bigger ones in these tubs. You open the tub up, they come out launching at you. They look somewhere, look at you, and then aim for your chest and come right at you trying to hit you. The South Americans don't do that. It's just the blackheads. Now this is a very secure box.
Yeah.
And I'm making sure, guys, that I'm getting all this tape off and away, because the last thing I wanted to do is come out slightly, turn, and get stuck to tape on the side of the container. And then now we got to take tape off a very venomous snake that's also angry. And what I'm trying to do now is I'm being very careful to not accidentally open this container underneath my hand.
Yeah, check. That seems like a pretty good idea. Check this out. Look at her tail. If there was leaf litter right here, I mean, you can still hear it a little bit, but if there was leaf litter.
Did you catch that? She turned right when Spencer walked over.
She's so
Dude,
creepy.
she's locked on.
It's like Predator. It's literally like Predator.
Yeah. These guys see in heat vision. So they as soon as a warm body source walks around, they're like, oh, I see you. Do I want to eat you or bite you and kill you so you don't hurt me? I'm gonna open this lid now, so let's have you step. So I'm just gonna have both my hooks, because she seems angry. Not quite sure how she's gonna react once this lid comes off and something touches her body. Now I'm using both hooks to open this stuff, but my hand isn't, and I don't want her flying at me. And she's a little elevated too, so that makes her strike range a little further. Now let me see if I can. What are you gonna do now? All right.
Golly, dude, what a snake.
Yeah, and she's just queued up. So the last thing I want her to do is strike off this table and hurt herself, or land on my foot.
I was gonna say, it's probably the second to last thing you want her to do.
And they tend to not ride hooks very well either. You're okay. And also, interesting, you see how they posture? Like, dude, she looks like a predator. Do not launch at me, girl. One thing, a bad habit that some of these pit vipers can do is there we go. Okay.
Golly.
No, I don't want you flying.
What a snake she's.
Yeah, like as you see there, guys, she can just launch herself, and these guys have a nasty habit of doing that. So I'm just gonna pick her up quickly and put her in her container, and we'll handle her another day.
Or not.
She just went through 50 hours of transport. And let's see if she calms down now. She might freak out when I start shutting this. And there she goes. So the second species of bushmaster that came in on this shipment is actually a Central American bushmaster. This is Lachesis stenophrys. This is the smaller of the three, and as you can see, he's hiding his head a bit. Very beautiful snake. These are a lot more light colored than blackheaded bushmasters, and still light colored compared to the South American, where the South American will have a lot more black on the dorsal stripe. These guys are going to be a little bit more red. Now, if we're sticking along with prices, these are about $3,000 a piece. Obviously, a deal on the pair if you want them. But amazing, amazing bushmasters. A lot more calm, as you can tell, than the blackheads. It's just a completely different snake to handle. Still a bushmaster, so he will lock in on you, but not trying to just constantly be on edge and kill you. All right, guys, check this out. This is a really taped up container. This is a eyelash viper, but not your typical Christmas tree or golden eyelash viper. And honestly, you're looking at this. This is the ugly young, like the ugly duckling. When they're little, they definitely mature into more beautiful colors. This is a red eyelash viper. Now, when this thing matures, this thing's gonna be solid, like blood red. Look at the chin, dude.
It almost looks like it's like supposed to be in Arizona and the Red Rocks.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen this, guys. This is the third, I've seen eyelash vipers. This is the third snake today. At least this is a variation that I've never seen. Not even really in pictures. Like a lot of times you'll see the morphs in pictures. I've never really, maybe you guys in the comments, if you're an idiot, I've seen these. Well, not everyone's as cool as you, bro. You deserve a cookie. I don't have a cookie.
And keep in mind right now, they're a little browny, like brownish. That goes away and the red just pumps out. I'll like just DM, if you're interested, DM me. I'll send you a picture of the parents. They are incredible. When I saw them, I'm like, yep, I'll take them.
Absolutely beautiful.
So we're gonna get this away and get on to the next snake. And this looks like a little boy. Now I know we said in the beginning this was a $100,000 venomous snake order. There's a couple non-venomous in here. The rare one being these. Now, I don't know if it's, I think this is gonna be the female, which would be the het. This is, yeah, it's a girl. So, this is the normal look. Don't bite me, I know. The normal look, this is gonna be spazzy. A white-lipped python, D'Albert's python, and you're gonna be spazzy. This is what they normally look like. And this is actually a visual T-positive, het T-positive pair of white-lipped pythons. Now, price points, asking price on these is $15,000. Now, she's definitely gonna bite you.
Come on, love. Oh!
I just don't like getting teeth in it. The problem with getting bit by small pythons is their teeth always break off.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got just teeth popping out of you. But
or even worse, in your bloodstream.
Yeah, I just don't like it. It's not gonna hurt you. Maybe a little blood. But this is a 2-year-old animal. Like I said, this is the girl. Now just wait till you see the boy. Guys, this thing is sick. Now it's a T-positive albino, so it's not a T-negative, which is gonna be the yellow and white. It's gonna have some pigmentation in there. And now I don't like getting bit, so hopefully he's gonna be gentle. He's a little cold. But look at that beauty. This is a male T-positive albino white-lipped python. Look at that. Now, as far as these guys go in the States, I think there might be, I know there's one other. I don't know if there's any others besides that. There may be another 1 or 2 floating around, but not many. The other one that's in the US is a female. This is a male. And like I said, just with the female, asking price on this, list price is $15,000 for the pair. So that definitely helps out and adds to that $100,000 price point. But like I said, it's just such a rare snake and mutation here in the US that honestly, this is gonna make a really, really good breeding program for someone. These will have, I believe it's like 8 to 20 babies. You breed this to that female, your odds are 50% of those babies will be albino. And let's just say at that point, you wanna sell them for $5,000 a baby. I mean, you do the math there. Every season, you're doing pretty well. Great project for someone that wants to do a really rare species of python here in the US. All right, guys, last venomous snake of this package. Saved, not the best for last, because these animals were all great, but the biggest for last. Let me just take her out. You'll see what she is. And before I do, I don't know what her personality is. It's a big snake in a tight space, so She's actually going to a zoo down in Texas. So because of how the days the shipment lined up, she was supposed to go out the next day. Unfortunately, we got delayed and everything, so she's gonna actually be here for a few days before she gets shipped out. So she's not going in anything permanent. This is basically just a place for her to stretch out a little bit, get some water, get hydrated, then get on her way. So let's just take her out and see how she acts. Now this is an adult female Chinese king cobra. This is a very rare locality of kings. This is going to be going into a zoo breeding line, which is going to be perfect for them to get some fresh blood into their program. And I was told she hoods nicely, so if you guys can just get her attention, she should hood up for you guys. Now this is as big as I expect to see a female Chinese. She's probably a solid 8-ish, maybe 9 feet long. This is a big female. And she's gonna, like I said, have some great fresh blood into that zoo breeding program. Not gonna hold her too much because I don't really want to stress her out after just that long travel, but she's actually not bad. And this is my favorite locality of king. Behind the leucistic mutation, the Chinese bandeds are, in my opinion, the most beautiful. And they don't get very large. This is, like I said, a big female. A big male even is not gonna get much bigger than this. So let's see if she'll hood real quick for you. What a stunning king cobra. Now we're gonna go ahead and get her in a temporary enclosure with some water. Let's see how this goes. She should want this to go to the dark spot. Let's just look down. A bit heavy. Nope, not gonna come up. There we go. Perfect. Now, like I said, she was not supposed to be here, so this is extremely temporary. This is just for her to get that water, but it's bigger than what she was shipped in, so at least there's that. Alright, let's just chill. And I have a 6-foot vision that I'll probably bring tomorrow just to give her a little bit more space. And like I said, ideally, I'd have that bigger cage if I had known that she was going to be here for longer than 12 hours. But with a little bit of convincing, kings are pretty tolerable to go into. Alright, so she's in. Yeah, like I said, don't really love that she's in that small of an enclosure, but it's just temporary. She's not going to be here very long. She's going on her next house. We'll get her shipping container cleaned. I might even get her a slightly larger one, and then she'll be on her way to her new zoo home in Texas. So anyways, hope you liked this first video. This was a big unboxing. We have more unboxings to come. I've got another couple shipments lined up. Venomous, non-venomous, and we'll just keep this going. Let me know what you thought. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.